Cats are masters at hiding their feelings, but that doesn't mean they don't have them. In this video, I'll share 13 signs your cat is unhappy. By knowing these signs, you can step in early, offer comfort, and make sure your furry friend feels safe and loved. Number 1. They've gone quiet. If your cat has suddenly gone quiet, it can be a warning sign. Cats usually communicate with us through meows, purrs, or little sounds when they want attention. When those sounds disappear, it's often because something isn't right. A happy cat will usually greet you, purr when relaxed, or even chatter when watching birds outside. But if the meows stop, the purring fades, and the house feels unusually silent, your cat may be unhappy. Just like people, cats can withdraw when they're sad or stressed. Pay close attention to this change. Silence from a cat is rarely just silence. Number 2. Sudden aggression or irritability. A cat that's normally calm and gentle but suddenly starts swatting, hissing, or even biting may be telling you something is wrong. Cats don't usually become aggressive without a reason. Irritability can come from stress, discomfort, or even hidden pain. Maybe they hiss when you try to pet them or swipe at you when you walk by. This sudden change in behavior isn't about them being mean. It's often a cry for help. Just like us, when cats feel unwell or upset, they may lash out. If your cat's patience has turned into short temper overnight, don't ignore it. Aggression is one of the clearest signs that your cat is unhappy and needs your attention. Number 3. Hiding more than usual. Cats love having safe spots where they can curl up and relax. But if your cat is disappearing more than normal, it could be a sign of unhappiness. Maybe they're spending hours under the bed, inside a closet, or tucked away where you rarely see them. While it's natural for cats to enjoy some alone time, constant hiding usually means they're stressed, scared, or not feeling well. Think of it as their way of escaping from whatever is bothering them. A happy cat will balance hiding with being social, seeking comfort, and play. But if your cat chooses isolation most of the time, don't ignore it. Number 4. Changes in eating habits. If your cat's eating habits suddenly change, it's often a sign of unhappiness or even illness. Skipping meals, eating much less than usual, or suddenly overeating are all red flags. Cats are creatures of routine, and food is a big part of that. When they stop showing interest in meals they once loved, it's usually because something is bothering them. On the other hand, some cats may eat too much as a way to cope with stress. Just like people who snack when they feel down, cats can also turn to food when they're unsettled. Pay close attention to these changes. Whether it's eating too little or too much, it's your cat's way of saying, "I don't feel right." Number 5. Litter box avoidance. When a cat suddenly stops using the litter box and starts peeing or pooping in random places around the house, it's not just bad behavior. It's often a sign of unhappiness or stress. Cats are naturally clean animals, and avoiding the litter box usually means something is wrong. It could be that they're upset about changes in the home, uncomfortable with the litter box itself, or even dealing with a health issue. Imagine how unusual it must feel for them to break a habit they've followed their whole life. If your cat starts avoiding the box, don't punish them. Instead, see it as a message. Number 6. Over-grooming or no grooming at all. Cats usually spend a good part of their day grooming, and it's a normal, healthy behavior. But if your cat starts licking one spot obsessively until the fur thins or stops grooming altogether, it's a sign something is wrong. Over-grooming often comes from stress or anxiety, almost like a nervous habit. On the other hand, when a cat gives up grooming completely, it can mean sadness, depression, or even illness. A happy cat keeps their coat clean and smooth, but an unhappy one may struggle with self-care. If you notice bald patches, constant licking, or a messy coat, don't ignore it. Number 7. Sleeping too much or not enough. Cats already sleep a lot, but a sudden change in their sleep pattern can signal unhappiness. If your cat is spending nearly all day curled up and barely moving, it may be more than just laziness. It could be sadness or even depression. On the other hand, if your cat is restless and can't seem to settle down for normal naps, that's also a red flag. Cats thrive on routine, and sleep is a big part of it. When that routine shifts too far in either direction, it usually means something isn't right. Pay attention if your once balanced sleeper is suddenly snoozing all day or pacing at night. Number 8. Loss of interest in play. Play is a big part of a cat's happiness. It keeps them active, curious, and mentally sharp. If your cat suddenly ignores toys they once loved or refuses to engage in games, it may be a sign of unhappiness. A happy cat will chase, pounce, or bat at things, even if it's just a piece of string. When that spark disappears, it often means they're stressed, bored, or feeling down. Think of it like a child losing interest in their favorite game. It's not normal and shouldn't be overlooked. If your cat has stopped showing excitement for playtime, it's their quiet way of telling you, I don't feel like myself anymore. Number 9. Sudden weight loss or gain. Changes in your cat's weight are never something to ignore. If your cat starts losing weight quickly, it can be a sign of stress, sadness, or even illness. On the other hand, sudden weight gain can also point to unhappiness. Sometimes cats eat more as a way to cope with stress, just like people do. A happy cat usually keeps a steady body condition, so when you notice ribs showing or a belly growing, it means something has shifted. These changes may be subtle at first, but they're important clues. Number 10. Tail language changes. Your cat's tail is like a mood barometer, and sudden changes in how they carry it can reveal unhappiness. A happy cat often holds their tail upright, sometimes with a gentle curve at the tip. But when the tail stays low, twitches constantly, or is tightly wrapped around the body, it's usually a sign of stress, fear, or sadness. Cats communicate so much through body language, and the tail is one of the clearest signals. If your cat's tail looks different from their usual relaxed posture, don't overlook it. It's not just a small detail, it's their way of showing you, I'm not feeling secure right now. Number 11. Avoiding you. Cats may not always be glued to our side, but they usually show affection in their own quiet ways, sitting near you, rubbing against your legs, or coming when called. If your cat starts avoiding you, keeping distance, or ignoring your attempts to interact, it can be a strong sign of unhappiness. Maybe they no longer curl up on the couch, or they leave the room when you enter. This kind of withdrawal is often linked to stress, sadness, or even health problems. A happy cat seeks out companionship in small but meaningful ways. Number 12. Vocalizing differently. Cats have their own unique voices, and most owners quickly learn what's normal for their furry friend. That's why sudden changes in vocalization can be a sign of unhappiness. Maybe your usually quiet cat has started meowing constantly, or your talkative cat has gone silent. Sometimes the sounds themselves change, strange new cries, louder meows, or calling out at odd times of the day or night. These shifts aren't random. They're often a way for your cat to express stress, discomfort, or sadness. Think of it like a person's tone of voice changing when they're upset. If your cat's voice doesn't sound like it used to, it's their way of telling you, I'm not okay. Number 13. Restlessness or pacing. If your cat seems unsettled, wandering from room to room, pacing, or unable to relax, it can be a clear sign of unhappiness. A content cat usually finds cozy spots to nap or sit calmly, but an unhappy one may look like they just can't get comfortable. You might notice them walking in circles, jumping from one place to another, or constantly shifting around the house without purpose. This restless behavior often comes from stress, anxiety, or discomfort. Just like people who pace when they're worried, cats do the same. 14. Change in social behavior with other pets. If your cat lives with other pets, pay attention to how those relationships shift. A normally friendly cat that suddenly avoids, hisses, or acts distant toward another pet may be unhappy. On the other hand, a cat that starts clinging too much to another animal for comfort can also be showing signs of stress. Cats thrive on routine, and their social interactions are a big part of that. When their attitude toward other pets changes suddenly, it's usually more than just a mood swing. It's often a reflection of how they're feeling inside. Cats may not be able to speak our language, but they're always communicating through their actions and behavior. By noticing these signs early, you can step in, provide comfort, and help your cat feel safe and loved again. A happy cat makes for a happy home.